Alright. Hello, everyone. We're back in action. Oh, wait, no, I already spoiled it. Dang it. Don't look. Check this out. I got my normal dude. I can move him around. He's over here. Now he's over here. But now, ready? Bam! It's a new guy. He's the same. But now he's casually leaning on a pole of some variety. So, that's fun and exciting. So, but not nearly as exciting as this. Bah! Bah! I'm automatically doing it. Oh, sorry, not automatically. I'm manually doing it. I am looking into PNG tuber stuff, but in the meantime, I figured I'd try my hand at some, It doesn't really work because I have to click so much to get him to, open and shut his mouth, but I thought it was pretty funny. So now I have a talking version. I can just leave him like this if I want. But he kind of looks unholy like that. So I kind of like it when it does that. But I don't know. Maybe I'll find some way to automate it, or maybe I'll just go back to my little dude here. But regardless, welcome back. It's Birdreads, Homestuck. We're here at the end of Act 1, page 247 of Homestuck. Oh, and before we get started on this episode, I did want to reference the book because I found it. And I found that section that I was talking about last time where I was like, oh, his shirt changed color. I wonder if he talks about that. I bet you that's an error. And in the Homestuck Volume 1 print copy, Andrew Hussey's author commentary says on page 142 of Homestuck, check it out. The ghost on his shirt turns blue in the bottom 3 panels. This was, of course, related to GIF compression, but people still got really excited about this for some reason. So I was right. It was a GIF compression error, and not at all related to anything later on, but for some reason, that just really stuck out to me, and apparently it stuck out to people on the internet at the time as well. Because, I guess the readers of it, even from the early days on, even just a couple months in, were just like rabid and crazy. Oh, I did also, I was wondering about like, who did the music for certain parts, and like, were those people found based on the like Andrew Hussey, like did he hire them? And according to the fan wiki of Homestuck, did I keep the tab open? No, I didn't. There was a music team that included a bunch of different people that Hussey had released, basically like an open call of like, hey, do you want to submit music to Homestuck? And a bunch of different people responded, that were on the original music team. It was just a few people, but then it eventually like grew and grew and grew into like a huge amount of fan work. But there were 30 official Homestuck soundtrack albums, only some of which were actually used in the Homestuck um, webcomic, but a bunch was used, like made by the official team. So it's sort of a confusing and difficult thing to put together in retrospect, and trying to even just trying to figure it out through the wiki, because I think some of the information is different between the wikis. But according to their Homestuck and mspamusic.fandom.com wiki, Homestuck music team was composed of In 2009, Andrew Hussey put out a call for musical contributors, and this gave rise to the Homestuck music team. From a few initial members, this team grew, varying in size over the years as contributors came and went, and a very large musical corpus consisting of both tracks that appeared in the webcomic and those that did not was formed. This music was largely released in the form of a series of albums, including the main set of volumes 1 through 10, and then other themed albums, including solo albums by individual members of the music team. And so the ones that we had listened to by Michael Guy Bowman and I believe Mark Hadley were some of the music that we'd listened to so far in Act 1. I don't think anything by Toby Fox was there yet. But they were the two of the main team members. Mark Hadley did 17 different songs. Michael Guy Bowman did 33 different songs throughout the whole thing. And this I thought was so crazy. A bunch of different people that did music. I won't name all of them, but they all range from 12 of the lowest tracks to 37 of the highest, except for a Mr. Well-known Toby Fox, who did 50, which very much reminds me of the Hamilton wrote the other 51 part from Hamilton, but instead Toby Fox wrote the other 50 tracks. Anyways, I just thought that was interesting because we were talking about that last time in the last episode, so I wanted to start this episode with looking into some of those things that I had been remembering from last time. And I also have the book pulled up for if there's any particularly interesting, like if I notice something while I'm reading, then maybe I'll reference the author's commentary. So, but for now, we're going to get back to reading. So feel free to, strap in, get your seatbelts. I'm going to go back to my normal bird dude. Or do we like the lean? I'll stick with the lean for now. He's a respectable fellow. I feel like he's too big. I'm going to make him smaller. Oh, my bird yapping is a little bit too big. That's okay. I'll just shrink. That's fine. All right, cool. Here we go. Let us see. Years in the future, but not many. Okay, I just wanted to double check my audio is working. It is in fact working. A wayward vagabond records a stuttering step in the sun-bleached dust. Look at that city in the background. Oh, so clicking on this opens up a new tab. Here's the new tab, MS Paint Adventures. What? What is this? Who's this guy? He's got a little question mark. He's in the sandy, deserty dunes. Oh, he's blinking. Looking around. Oh, and he found the Homestuck spirograph, or I should say Esperb spirograph. What's that about? And that's it. That's all we see. It doesn't tell us anything else. Okay. That's the wayward vagabond. Many years in the future. Or, sorry, not many years in the future. Act 2. Okay, game facts. Esper Beta. There's one by Tentacle Therapist. There's one by Sanctuary Remix. There's one by Winnie the Poop 2. And there's one by Chaos Demon. And they're all in the days before 4/13/09. So let's click on Tentacle Therapist's walkthrough. Man, I remember Game Facts. Does Game Facts still exist? Sorry, I'm getting really distracted today. Game Facts does still exist. It does not look like this anymore. It certainly doesn't have any... Oh, it does have... It has all the old systems. You can still go through it. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Okay. Esper Beta Walkthrough, version 1.0 by Tentacle Therapist. I wonder if they posted this to, like, or if they just photoshopped this, or if they actually posted it. That'd be awesome if you could find it. Okay. Caveats and condolences. Walkthrough. Incomplete. Section 0. Caveats and condolences. I'd be inclined to dispense with the trite, even under less pressing circumstances. Needless to say, I'll forego the inscrutable ASC2 banner which typically heralds the striking freefall of these documents. I'll also resist the urge to brandish any copyright marks, or the particular neurosis that concerns itself with the theft of the utterly mundane. I'll allow other deranged prospectors to stake claims on their worthless plots as the woods burn around them. My introduction will be sparse. There will be no majestic prose blustering into the sails of a galleon as we embark on this voyage together, nor will there be any ham-fisted prose worshipping its limbs under a bedsheet, like a R-word ghost, for that matter. Oh, ham-fisted prose whipping its limbs under a bedsheet like an R-word ghost, for that matter? I won't set the stage or dim the lights. The mood, you will see, will be set soon enough. Since you are reading this, chances are you have installed this game on your computer already. If this is true, like many others, you have just participated in bringing about the end of the world. Don't beat yourself up about it. There was never anything you could have done to prevent it. The end is happening right now, as I type and as you read. I've come to understand that we were always doomed through our collective ignorance, and now further doomed by those few who know and who struggle to flee. If you're lucky, you'll be among the smaller subset of the latter who are successful. What I mean is, while that game you installed is just one more grinding slab of rock sealing our planet's crypt, it is also your only hope to live. I am presently faced with the same conundrum as you, and though I speak with more experience, my own outcome is far from assured. I will play the game, as much of it as there is to play, and record my findings here. If you want to live, you will do as I instruct. My condolences. TT. Ooh, sound, flash. Get ready. This heartbeat reminds me of when I used to beatbox. Dad! Ah! What? Now there's nothing but home. We're on a giant spire of rock in the middle of an abyss. Whew, what's all this about? But at least the tire swing made it, that's good. The kernel divides. The two halves go their separate ways, leaving behind the sprite portion. You're probably going to want to watch this GIF. Bing. Whoa. Yeah, you're definitely going to want to watch this GIF. I'll play it again. Oh, I just noticed that, like, the apple, like, parts of it were coming off into the sprite. Or into the kernel, I should say. Boy! Next page. Ooh, we have a sprite. What is left of the sprite undergoes a mysterious transformation. For a moment, you thought you heard someone say boy, as if whispered in the periphery of your awareness. It was probably just your imagination, though. S. You there, boy! Ooh. This is a little game. Now we're playing Homestuck. To walk around, use the mouse, arrow keys, or WASD keys. Click on various objects to open command menus for them. Outstanding Flash programming by Alexis Gankro Being Gessner. And here's the two songs that might be here. This large platform. Good grief. What is it, boy? The alchemitter created the apple, or the tree that sprouted it, rather, right on time to save you from destruction. You're not sure if you can say the same for your neighborhood, though. You wonder what happened to your dad. What's that? It looks different now. After you bit that apple, the whole house seemed to be transported somewhere. Then the apple disappeared, and the kernel sprite underwent a transformation. Aside from the change in appearance, the transformation doesn't seem to have any relevant ramifications. You there, boy. What? The ghost clown. Do something with it. The ghost clown is called the kernel sprite, or rather, just the sprite now, I suppose. You can't do something with it at the moment. The only thing you can theoretically do with it is Tier 2 prototype it, assuming that's still possible. Okay, can run around. Boy, open this door and walk through it. Okay. Oh, Michael Cera. That man with the humorous spectacles. Admire him. Oh, Michael Cera. Your warm smile is a shining beacon in these dark times. Can I go through? Wait, go back out here, boy. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Boy, listen to me, boy. His name is John, you nincompoop. Boy, go in there. Oh, it's our room. I don't want to go to our room yet. Can I go down this hall? What is down there? Proceed, boy. Oh my god, I can. Go in there, now. I can go all around the house. Oh, the bathroom. Your plumbing appears faulty. Man, Rose did such a piss-poor job of fixing the bathroom. It would almost certainly be a mistake to try to use the toilet. You guess you could just go pee over the edge of the cliff. Shaving cream? Can I do anything with that? Oh. Obey my commands, John. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Okay. Leave at once. I'm not fond of this smug fellow. The man, the myth, the legend. What do you have up your sleeve there, Anderson? Look at that poker face. He's not telling a soul. Open this. Your dad's room is still locked. Okay, can't go in there. I would like the boy to construct with this room in a constructive manner. I detest this. Disregard it. The Harlequin painting? You have the sentiment in common with John, then, I suppose. No, 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 no. Keep moving. Believe me, you have no intention of turning your head to observe this dreadful thing. Yeah, that's truly heinous. Why does this small man stand here? This Harlequin is always ready to serve you with illumination, whether you're reading a book or just enjoying a nice pipe. A small dessert tray? Useless. In retrospect, it was pretty funny when your dad pied you like that. Gotcha. Wait, what did he say? Gotcha'd by the old man again? Gotcha'd again by the old man. Use this to reseal that opening. If only putting the lid back on the crux shooter would undo all it's done. Alas, Pandora's tube has already been opened. Move this absurd edifice and exit your house, boy. This thing weighs a ton. You'd honestly be surprised if the game cursor could lift it. Or at least not without a significant expensive grist. Of all the places for Rose to drop the infernal thing, more than ever you feel, what's the word you're looking for? Of course, house-trapped. What is the meaning of this rubbish? Okay, even you have to admit, this one's pretty funny. It's kind of terrifying. Topple this urn immediately. That would be disrespectful to your Nana. You just won't do it. Or not intentionally, at least. You consider that it is fortunate that she is no longer around to witness this sorrow. On the other hand, you'd probably benefit from her elderly wisdom now. Stow the lump of soot for future use, boy. Home trapped. Oh my god, it's the American Heart Association in the chat! Hey AHA, I'm honored. I certainly don't know anybody who works there. That stuff is really dirty and you don't want it. Besides, you have it on good authority that a significant portion of it is comprised of asbestos. Of the soot? Is that real? Friends in high places. You know it. Wield these instruments of combat. Any one of these things would make a fine weapon. If only your strife specibus wasn't already allocated. Oh well. Yeah, I know. He was kind of haphazard about that. Destroy these diminutive soldiers of merriment. It hardly seems worth it to go to the bother. You doubt you could get much for them, even at a garage sale. Maybe a grubby palm of pennies and a kick in the nuts for the whole lot of them. Yeah, they're incredibly... This way, through the doors, like you see in a cowboy saloon. What the heck is all this grease? Oh no! Hey, wait, where's my dad? He's not here. Examine this smeared substance. John, don't eat it. Is this oil? You wondered what happened in here. Where's your dad? Plunder chest. Would you like to play a game? Oh, that's a weird little Saw reference. Chat, can we get some W's for a tall bird reading to us on a nice Sunday evening? I think we can. There's actually like 4 people watching me right now. That's crazy. Examine this artwork. Your dad was so proud when you drew this. He hung it up immediately and it stayed there ever since. That was 1 week ago. Can you imagine? I mean, I guess I would do that for a 12-year-old. Peek in the bowl of goo. But also, if you were a 12-year-old, you better be drawing better than this. I don't know. Is that high expectations? Peek in bowl of goo. Wherever your dad went, he seems to have left in a hurry. For all his absurdities you have to put up with, you sure wish you were here right now. Aw, John likes his dad. Betty Crocker. Sample powdered uncooked dessert. Hey, Freckled Fox. What's up? Thanks for joining us. Back, ye miserable wench! Stay thy choking airborne particulates of temptation. Have the boy assess his current situation. I'm afraid I can't have the boy to do that. Tell him yourself. This book is too big for a young, stupid boy. Colonel Sassacres is your favorite book. Almost as favorite as Y Guy. They're both your favoriteest of all time. Open this door, now. Oh, I guess I can go out here? This is no time for the laundry. You're right. Thank you for being sensible about it. Open these and rifle through them for goods. You don't give a shit about what's in here. Probably nothing you'd be inclined to use now anyways. Exit, boy. Oh, there's another way out. Dude, I don't even remember there being this much. SMH nepotism. It's not really nepotism if we're just friends. Maybe it is nepotism. I don't know. I always thought that nepotism had to have a generational element. Ponder lawn amusement. Your childhood nemesis, the spring-mounted pogo ride, sadly was not swallowed by the void. We'll have to wait for another day for its comeuppance. My swing! Boy, engage this mangled trapeze display. Looks like your swing set is toast. You relive fond memories in a moment of sorrow. Claim these dangling tree bauble. The trick handcuffs are still there. Thank God. And no, you're not about to try to claim them just now. I wonder if I need those for anything. Okay, is there anything else out here? I still have to go back up into my room because it looks like I think somebody was pestering me, but I just wanted to see everything else that there was to see. Tier prototype the sprite, or the thing you said. You're not the one who's supposed to prototype it. The SBurb server user is supposed to do that. Is that an orc? SM orc? Orcs in the chat? Oh, the power grid. Admire this wall-mounted gadget. Through some mysterious force, your house still seems to be powered even though the wires are severed. Quite bizarre. The orcs in the chat is making me want to reference that orc and elf meme. Sniff vegetable. Doesn't smell like anything. But I wasn't online enough to know what that meme was. Work. Oh, you're just believing in the power of electricity. If you just have faith. If you just have orc faith, it'll work. Ooh, Sneeg Stinky? Why is that what that emote is called? Okay, we're back in the room. They got oil in here, too. Examine this unpleasant fluid. What is this stuff? No way. Observe this box. The bunny is not in the box. I said the bunny is not in the box. Why couldn't the bunny be in the box? Oh, I can Armed foes of the deceased? Most people say that the second one was not as great as the first, but you feel just the opposite. It was really cool and sort of gross how they hosed each other down with slime that made people angry. TG refers to that film as nasty man bro bukkake theater, whatever the hell that means. Yeah, John wouldn't know what bukkake stands for. Is that the note from my dad? Very well. Okay. That instruction does not... I'm trying to... I guess I can't click on it. Inspect this ghastly man and his boy. Fred Savage has a punchable face your ass, more like a talented young actor's face, who you would want to hang out with if you got the chance, and also if you were not a fully grown man now. Anyways, the thought of monsters lurking in your house scares the shit out of you, which is why this movie is so awesome. But the fact that those monsters could also be your best friend is what makes it doubly awesome. Oh, John. Is that John Cusack? How does he know what John Cusack is? Yeah, you guess so, but damn, that door be covering up your man cage something serious. That ain't cool. What do you want? I guess Amazing Cow Milk is going full orc mode. This huge sewing machine. Of what use is it? The punch card seems to contain the instructions for carving a totem of a certain shape. You guess maybe the other punch cards will produce different shapes? It bears further exploration. This funny man text. You should ignore it. Just looking at that cover cracks you up. What a great book. Harry Anderson is your hero, and Mike Cavanagh's glowing treatment of the man does him every bit of justice. You'll have to give this another read soon. Ooh, I can look through the window. At least your tire swing remains unmolested. A tree without a tire swing is like, well, it's like a house without a surrounding neighborhood, you guess. What is this macking me? Marvel at this adventure in outer space. This movie is... Okay, this movie is really bad. Not even you can defend it. You've been meaning to take this poster down, actually. Acquire this small Persian rug. It's a towel, dumbass. It will probably come in handy for cleaning up this weird mess in your room. Not that it's a huge priority, though. Okay, it's finally time. Investigate this device. John, are you there? It seems you're still connected to the internet. Rose is trying to get in touch with you. You will reply in a moment once you have fully assessed your situation. Alright, I think that's everything that there is in this little game. But I'm confused because they're saying that 2 different audio tracks should be playing. But this one didn't play. Harlequin? But I guess... Oh no. Freaking out. Okay, there we go. Spoiler warning. Expect all external links within this database to concern... Okay, don't look. Thankfully, it's mostly just... Okay. We'll go back. Alright, boy, quit all this scurrying around. We're done with this game. This is fire. Thank you, American Heart Association. I'm honored. And thanks for all your hard work keeping people alive, you know? I know that you personally pump the hearts of America, and I really appreciate that. For the last time, this boy's name is John. He's blinking at me. Fine, John, return to your quarters. The all caps text. The all caps next arrow. You go back up to your bedroom, tiptoeing around this weird petroleum-based sludge. Now, John, respond to your friend unit. Show Pesterlog. John, are you there? Tentacle therapist is now an idle chum. Hey, yeah, I'm here, and not dead, I think. I know. I've been watching you scramble through the house like a lunatic. You should have answered me sooner. Oh, man, sorry, I was looking around for my dad, and I can't find him anywhere. Have you seen him? Dude, Freckled Fox, the music is honestly underrated. It's one of the best parts of Homestuck. No, I'm sure he'll turn up. We have more important things to address right now. Yeah, like, where am I? I don't know that either, but I've determined your neighborhood was destroyed by the meteor. Wherever you were transported, it saved you from the impact. I've been reading reports in the news. Over the last few days, there have been many smaller meteor collisions with people's homes around the world. and they seem to be getting bigger. Yours was the biggest they've identified so far. Wow, okay. So then I guess if this is all the game's doing, then the point is for us to save the world? Perhaps. Then we'd better get moving and figure this game out. Yes, but wait. We should retrieve your PDA, yet again. It will help us keep tabs on each other while you investigate. I think I can get you closer to it if I can replenish our grist supply somewhat. There may be a way to recycle some that we already used. Okay. I'll meet you out on that balcony. Wait, Rose, one thing. What? You never even wished me a happy birthday. Hello? I was working on something to send you, but I was running late with it. I didn't want you to think I believed meager well wishes alone would suffice for the occasion. That said, happy birthday, John. Haha, oh geez, that is silly. Anyway, thanks. Isn't the music by Toby Fox? Oh, so you missed it. Earlier I went through all of the different music team. The music, so the very brief recap, and you can rewatch this later, is that there's like somewhere between 13 and 15 like collaborators that worked on the music team in the official capacity, which released I think like 30 different albums of music. I think 10 of which are actually in the webcomic. But there's also a shit ton of fan-made music that isn't the official team. But Toby Fox did like 50 of the tracks from the official stuff. And there's like, I don't know, I want to say more than 100 other tracks other than that, maybe 200. I was just looking at all the numbers for that earlier. But yeah, Toby Fox did make some of the music. Yeah, it's actually kind of insane. I don't know when Toby Fox started this far in Act 1. It has only been, I think, 2 different people that I guess just responded to the call out in 2009 first. And were the first members of the team, I guess. All right, next page. First, take the fabric item on the floor there. The towel? Why? Oh well, you're the boss. You capture log the towel. What now? Do as the purple text says. To the balcony. John makes his way to the balcony per your awkwardly worded request. Wait! Take that! The blue wobbly thing. Okay. You whimsically decide to capture log the totem, which was used to create the apple tree earlier. John, recycled the grist as was dictated by your cohort. John cannot do anything with the grist as of this moment. That is up to the S-Bird player. I see. Forward arrow question mark? Yes, that will suffice. Rose deletes the perfectly generic objects. 6 units of build grist are restored to your grist cache. Next arrow. Rose expand the grist to drag a new plank from the balcony in the direction of the PDA. John, run across precarious platform swiftly. John isn't sure about that. It's a long way down. He's so sad. Boy, I said make haste on the narrow catwalk. John is very nervous about the idea, and the strident tone of your commands is starting to make him a little upset. Fine. Proceed as your level of comfort dictates. Aw, he little sneaks out. You cautiously walk within range of the PDA. Rose retrieves it. Now take it. You grab the PDA, launching one of the Harlequin figurines into the night. Ka-choo! You can kiss that one goodbye. 2 forward arrows. Oh yeah, it's serious business time. I am going to read this, thank you very much. Back to serious business, gotta check on what's going on with Fedora Freak. Fedora Freak says, oh, there's no more timestamps. I guess we don't know what time it is anymore. Thank you all. Report. Most hats removed from danger. Ties next. Fedora, well pressed attire. Fedora Freak, you are in our thoughts, along with Pipefan 413 and his enviable collection of pipes. Office Urchin 1280. Good luck, Fedora Freak. Salvage as many hats as is practical. Fedora Freak. Neighboring house struck by flaming projectile. In light of fire hazard, evacuating house of all expensive garments. Gray Slack 66 at Pipefan 413. Status of health and wardrobe? Well pressed attire. Submitting inquiry of concern over cataclysmic event. Pipe fan 413 reply. Just one forward arrow command will suffice. Thanks. It looks like you're not the only one trying to locate your father after the disaster. These boring men are uninteresting. I disagree. I'm a big fan of serious business. But let's open up our Pastor Chum, Pastor Chat, Pastor Log, whatever. TT. John, are you okay? You seem a bit tentative. I'm fine, I guess. Since I got here, I feel compelled to do these weird things I don't really want to do. By some kind of voice that I can't really even hear. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Perhaps the early symptoms of an anxiety disorder, like post-traumatic stress. Oh, come on, Rose. Every therapist knows that you shouldn't be trying to diagnose your friends. But I guess they do it anyways. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Well, if you can pull yourself together, there are a few more things we should try, like prototyping the kernel spread again, if possible. We should hurry. My laptop battery won't last forever. Okay, I will go back inside. No, don't do that. Hop off this ledge and onto that car. What? No, that sounds incredibly dangerous. Forward arrow, forward arrow, forward arrow, forward arrow, forward arrow. Now you're just being a pest. Which turnip truck did you tumble out of anyway? Who are you? Years in the future, but not many. An unsealed tunnel welcomes hot desert air into its stagnant depths. And we open up a new panel, new tab. You're going to want to watch all these pictures. Ladder, trekking sand down into this mysterious facility that has the spirograph. The S-Burb spirograph. There's the wandering vagabond. And he's watching John. And he's typing all the prompts and commands with an Apple keyboard, no less. Or a pumpkin keyboard, I guess. Boy, you there, boy. So this whole section in so far in Act 2 has been Wandering Vagabond playing John. Like, he's giving messages to John, and but John also has a will of his own. And so John is interacting with the command prompts, but also the command prompts to this point have been the audience. So the command prompts are both the audience and also the wandering vagabond who is typing to tell John what to do. But also that's from the future, right? So like we know Wandering Vagabond is sending these messages from the future back to where John is now. So we're already doing wicked time travel shit. And this is as maybe the easiest it gets. But in the meantime, we're back to game facts. I'm probably gonna go for another. Oh, I've only been going for 40 minutes. I'll probably go for another 20 minutes. All right, so we can read these game facts. Freckled Fox says, "Ooh, ominous." It is pretty ominous. It's like especially the idea that it's like forcing him to do things, but he is able to resist it. Like clearly he's like, "Oh, I don't want to do that thing that's too dangerous." But also he hears all the voices in his head, and some like if he's neutral to it, he just does it anyways. It was strange. Okay, game fact. Tentacle Therapist. An examination of the basics. The category is PC Miscellaneous Immersive Simulation. Yeah, I'll say it's immersive. Okay, 2T. Alright, now look at all this. It's no wonder, like, people just would skip this, right? Like, if anybody is a little bit bored, you're like, I don't need to read this. And you're right, you don't need to. You don't need to read any of Homestuck. But if you don't, you'll be confused on the next page. Or maybe, I don't know, like 100 pages in or something. Okay. Upon connecting with the client user, you, the server user, will be met with a control panel allowing you to manipulate your co-player's environment. You will find that you are allowed to deploy 4 items at no expense. 3 of these are rather large machines, and 1 is a punch card. It's quite possible that you all have already deployed some of these items before reading this. If this is the case, you have activated the machine called the Cruxtruder, such that it displays a countdown. You must proceed to section A100 of this walkthrough immediately. The life of the client user depends on it, and if your co-player has activated this device in your environment too, then yours does as well. But if not, please refrain from doing anything with the Cruxtruder aside from merely deploying it. This will buy us some time to think things through properly and to go over the basics of the game before you find your soft, easily punctured head in the jaws of a lion. As mentioned, there are 4 items to consider, each playing a role in the process, which appears to have a singular purpose: to manufacture objects out of thin air. The designers of this game, judging by the language used, regard this process as a sort of alchemy. This may allude to complexities in the production process, yet to present themselves. But for now, the variety of objects you are able to create remains quite limited. The items in question are the Cruxtruder, again, tread lightly with this one, the totem lathe, the alchemitter, and the pre-punched card. I will describe how these devices work in conjunction with each other, and I will use the analogy of having a key made at a hardware store to help you understand. I love how frickin' wordy she is, even though when she started the frickin' walkthrough, she's like, I'm not gonna use any flowery prose at all. Yeah, okay, Rose. First, deploy all of these objects in convenient proximity to each other. Be sure not to block doors or pathways with them. You can always revise the dimensions of the rooms to make space for them, but I'd advise against this, or even experimenting with the function. Doing so comes at the expense of build grist, a commodity which appears to be at a premium at the onset, and one you'd be best advised to save for later. The Cruxtruder. Removing the lid signals the moments your life becomes a great whirling batshit pandemonium, somewhat resembling the chaos of an especially ethnic wedding. That's so racist! Oh my god. What the fuck? I forgot about that one. Woo! It's 2009, people. I did not feel good about that. Okay. Somewhere a soused. This is hard to read. Somewhere a soused uncle deliberately shatters china on the floor. Muddy livestock is decorated, then lost track of. The question, whose mule is this, at times can be heard over the din. This is now your reality. Me too, Freckled Fox, me too. But aside from that, it marks the beginning of the process I am about to describe. The countdown begins, yes. Also, an entity called the kernel sprite is released, but neither of these things are all that relevant to this process. To my knowledge, neither of these things are all that relevant to this process, to my knowledge. More on these things later. What is relevant is the unlidded Cruxtruder's ability to dispense Cruxite dowels. It will dispense at least one, though I suspect it is capable of producing more, given parameters I'm not yet familiar with. In my key-making analogy, these dowels represent uncarved pieces of metal, which the hardware store employee retrieves from a drawer or a rack, and sets about carving into a key. The 2 following items are needed to do the carving. The pre-punched card. It is a simple Sylladex card containing an item. There is evidence to suggest the specific item it contains is variable from session to session. The card I deployed contained a blue apple. Yours may be different. It shouldn't matter, hopefully. Additionally, the card, as you guessed, is punched, like one used with antique computing systems. The pattern of holes comprises data, which I believe corresponds to the instructions for creating the items the card contains. That it is pre-punched suggests there is a way to punch an unpunched card, possibly imprinting it with the data for the item it contains, though no mechanism for this has presented itself yet. But the data on the card cannot be used to create the item directly. There is a middleman. That middleman is the totem lathe. The totem lathe. This is essentially the key carving machine. It will carve into your Cruxite dowel a pattern of grooves and contours, the sort which makes a key unique. The instructions for this pattern are supplied by the punch card, which is inserted onto the lathe pre-activation to configure its chisels. Once the dowel is carved, you have a totem serving as your key, which can then be used to unlock the card item through the alchemitter. But at this point, I will diverge from my key-making analogy and switch to a barcode analogy. which is not a terribly strenuous leap to make since the concepts of a key and a barcode are essentially the same, one being a unique pattern of grooves, the other of varying black lines. The alchemitter. If you place a Cruxite dowel, carved or uncarved, on the alchemitter's small pedestal, its robotic arm will scan the contours with a laser, hence the barcode analogy. This is the machine's way of reading the data originally imprinted from the card and transforming that data into a physical object. Though typically, this is not done without expense, I believe. An uncarved dowel results in the creation of a perfectly generic object, which is a seemingly useless green cube. It costs 2 units of build grist to make, and I do not advise you to waste resources on it. There appears to be many other varieties of grist, ostensibly used in combinations to create different sorts of items, which possibly offers some insight into the game's use of the term alchemy. But, quite conveniently, there is an exception to this. Creating the item on the pre-punched card costs nothing. This is good, because creating this item turns out to be essential. Now that you know this, you can, in your own time, begin the process. Once you initiate it, naturally there is no going back, so best to be prepared. But you probably shouldn't drag your feet too long. As I mentioned earlier, this is your only means of escape. When you're ready, be prepared to follow the steps in the next section swiftly. A100. So your Cruxtruder is ticking. Do this to live. Next arrow. Oh my gosh. Rose is so wordy. This is why people don't read Homestuck. Because why did they do that? I mean, I love it, but it's insane. It's unreadable. Okay. Okay, so things are looking really bad for Rose. She looks upset. In the distance, meteorites fall with greater frequency. The fire in the forest burns so hot, not even the rain is putting it out. Rose, check the status of battery. Ooh, we're back to the normal prompts. Not a lot of battery. Your laptop battery is all right for now, but it won't last for long. If the power in the house doesn't come back on, you can think of one last resort. The small backup generator stored behind the mausoleum. Rose, prototype the sprite with Betty Crocker box. John looks devastated. Pester log. Oh, this is a common thing, right, for a lot of people's readings that I forgot to mention the first couple. People thought that you just didn't have to read the pester logs. They just thought that, like, it didn't matter, and half the time people just click through them. But it's literally like most of the comic and the characterization is pester log chats. So I just think that that's kind of funny because they're like, oh, an optional box? I don't need that. Surely the story will make sense without it. It doesn't. EB. What? Oh man, you're gonna use that? That sucks. What a stupid idea. TT. We have to hurry along. I'm running low on battery powder. But the cake mix. Ugh, that's so dumb. I doubt it matters. We might as well just use any old crap lying around. Fine, I guess. The sprite is playing hard to get. You guess that's what you get for originally prototyping it with something that engenders mischief and pranksterism. Do the potted vegetable instead. It looks delicious. Pipe down, you. This is Rose's decision, not yours, because he's not talking to Rose. He's talking to John. Oh, why make the pester log optional? It's not really. It's just that they put it in these boxes, I guess, to, like, I don't know exactly what the decision was behind, like, not making it just typical print. Like, I guess it's showing that it is, like, something that the characters are interacting with exclusively, and, like, this is their domain, whereas, like, the reality and the narration is Homestuck's domain. You know what I mean? So, like, the black text is not the characters. So if you just, like, had it out in the narration space, that would be, like, breaking a rule that it sets up for itself. And so it does that just by having this clickable button that you can hide or show. But so in that sense, it's not really optional. It's just like a way to delineate. I need water. Okay. Rose, prototype sprite with Sassacre text. Pesterlog. Oh yes, sweet! Now we're talking. See if you can distract it. I'll try to sneak up on it. John, flail about in a distracting manner. The sprite finds the distracting manner in which you flail about to be rather distracting. Next arrow. The pesky sprite eludes you once again. Not even the great Colonel himself can outfox it. In narrowly missing with your attempt to create the Colonel sprite, you drop the massive tome. The entire house rattles under the astonishing girth of the book. Next. In the other room, Nana's ashes dump onto the sprite, which is caught unawares by the dousing. Inspect Hag Ash Incident. You find the sacred urn toppled again. This time you're quite sure it wasn't your fault. The sprite is nowhere to be found. Uh-oh. Rose, remove Crextruder from doorway. We don't have enough grist. Pestalog. Oh man, where'd it go? I can't find it anywhere in the house. No time to worry about it. The next thing we should do is get your server copy of the game from the car. You need to connect to my client, so I can repeat your steps and presumably join you, wherever you are. We should do this quickly, before my house burns down. What? There's a fire? There will be soon. Oh, geez. So move this thing already. It looks like it requires a lot of grist to move. I don't have enough to relocate the door, either. How much do you have? 0. Oh. I thought about jumping to the car from the ledge earlier, but that sounds really dangerous. I have a better idea. Meet me upstairs. Do again as purple words say. You were about to head upstairs, but you thought you heard something behind you. It was faint, but you could swear it was a small, light-hearted chuckle, along the lines of a spirited hoo-hoo-hoo. Next arrow. Oh, man. It's Nana Sprite. She's zipping up and down. You gotta watch this flash. This is a nice little flash. Nice little loop. Ignore this woman's antics. You're not even sure you saw a woman, let alone any of her hypothetical antics, but whatever it was that you might have caught a glimpse of, it sure gave you the willies. You head upstairs on your way to the balcony. Your PDA is acting up again. Indulge the device, but be curt with it. Show Pestalog. Oh, hell yeah. It's TG. Hey bro, check it out. I'm working on some new rhymes. Dude, I don't have the time for your nerdy raps. Come on, this is hells of ill. Just listen. It sounds like you don't even believe me that I was about to get blown up. But I really was. But now I'm in some weird dimension that Esburb sent me to or something. And now, on top of that, I think I'm being haunted by my dead grandma. Huh. For real? Yeah, it's true, but I'll talk to you later about it. I think I could drop some sick rhymes about all this. Man, see, I just don't think that all this rapping stuff is really as cool as you think it is. Nah, this'll be dope. Check it. No, I have to go. Bye. Wait. Armageddon's getting waged on us, but I'm a-getting armed and dangerous. Sending men in space for saving us. See which play is more courageous. Ben or Bruce? Dudes reach a truce. Put their blow shoots to use and upsuck it. Affleck sacrifice. Would have to suffice. Aw, fluck it. Bro, be a stained glass saint up on a cross getting hella Christ plagiarous. Bruce is like off of that crucifix. Nuff of this fucking savior fuss. Restrained his ass per McLean Redux, while Buscemi remained derangerous. When a plan gone astray pays off a wasted craterus. Ashtrays catering to layers of McConaughey's vague remainder dust. Wait, McConaughey wasn't even in any of those Meteor movies, was he? I'll have to make a rap about, I don't know, Morgan Freeman or something being the president. It'll be called Obama Made It so that no one gives a shit about black presidents in movies anymore. Dave's first reference of Obama. This is really gonna hit in about 900,000 words. Whew. Okay. See, you've got to film me what's going on, so I have something to rap about besides all your dumb shit movies. Thanks, TG. Enough strange poetry from the red text. Next page. You head out to the balcony to find out what Rose has in mind. She's messaging you again. The purple text is less irrational than the red text. Let me be clear. Yeah. Thanks, Obama. Ruined black presidents in fiction for us. And this is when Obama was president, as we have already established. Pestalog, TT. I'm lifting the car up to the balcony. Whoa, okay. Once it is up, retrieve the game. Then I'll put it back down on the driveway. But the door is locked. Then break a window. But it's my dad's car, sad face. It's just a window, and this is sort of an emergency. Otherwise, I promise I'll handle the car with velvet gloves. All right. Rose, pick up car. Oh, watch this animation. Uh-oh, connection lost. Sean's face. Ridiculous folly! Inexcusable! You're inclined to agree, but hey, accidents happen. You double check your PDA to make sure if Rose is really gone. Indeed, this seems to be the case. TG is still pestering you, of course, but another chum is now logged in as well. What color are the words that this chum says? Show pester log. Oh, John looks happy again. GG! It's green text. Oh, green text? I'm back! Oh, hi. I went to investigate the explosion I heard. Was it by any chance a meteor? Their voices are a little bit too similar, but I don't know what else to do for GG. Yes! How did you know? Oh man, it's kind of a long story. Anyways, are you okay? Did it blow up your yard or start a fire or anything? No, I am fine. It landed a pretty good ways from my house, and I went to look at it. And it's pretty big. But Beck doesn't want me to go near it, so I came home. He seems to think it's dangerous. Well, gosh, he's probably right. Anyways, what have you been up to, John? Oh, did you get my package yet? Oh, face. Like, surprise face. Yeah, I was trying to get it, but Rose dropped my car into a weirdy, spooky, bottomless pit, and the package was in the car, and I'm really sorry about that. Oh, no! Wow, okay, I guess I should start at the beginning. See, a meteor blew up my neighborhood. That's terrible, John. I'm so sorry. But I'm okay. And my house is too, sort of. That game I was telling you about, Esperb, which I was playing with Rose, sort of transported me somewhere at the last minute. But now I'm trapped here, and it's weird and dark, and I can't find my dad, and I just lost the car and my copy of the game in the pit, and I think I have to save the world from the apocalypse. Big eye face. Well, it sounds really crazy and kind of scary, but it also sounds kind of exciting. I don't know, John, maybe this is your destiny. If anyone can save the world, I think it's probably you. Wow, you think so? Yes. Well, okay, but it's not even that simple. I was about to connect to Rose to help transport her and save her from meteors and fires and stuff, but she lost battery power and I lost the game disc, so I think I have to get TG to use his copy to save her. But that jackass won't shut up and stop rapping and stuff. Ha ha ha, he is so silly. Yeah, anyways, I should talk to him about it, so BRB. I love that they're just like AIM friends chatting about like literally the end of the world, but they're just still so casual. Like John's still taking the time to be like BRB. Okay. The green text was attractive. Now view the red text again. This dude loves green. All right. Love this. John immediately looks pissed. TG. When the film crew zooms where the president's at, I'm like, if that dude's black, I'll eat my hat. Turns out he is. So we're all like, damn, director's got gumption. Like, we'll all flip our shit. He ain't shining shoes or something. It's called freemancipation. If it's not election, it's God ascension. And Bruce Almighty. Whoops, different Bruce from the one I just mentioned. EB. TG. Can't explain to me why this ain't condescension to think I'll shit a brick. Not even he can convey the intention with his quick spun wit. Rather defray all this tension, sit on his lap while he whittles a splint, and some guy eyes what he does and patronizes. I'm not saying that one. Is the mother of invention. Stop rapping for a second, you horse's ass. I have something important to talk about. What's up? Rose is in trouble and she needs help. I was going to connect her with Esper, but I lost my copy. Okay. Also, she lost battery power. If she can get back up and running, she'll need someone with the game to get her out of there before her house burns down. So I think you should use your copy of the game to help her. My copy? That's going to be tough. Why? I lost it. It's a stupid story. I'd rather not talk about it. Should be embarrassing, yo. I thought you said you had two. Well, yeah. One is my brother's copy. Okay, well, get his then. Alright, but he's not going to be happy about that. Whatever. Also, you might want to read Rose's walkthrough to get up to speed on this. Oh, man. What? Nothing really. Look, all I'm saying is the girl tends to lay it on kind of thick, you know? EB/rolls eyes. Next arrow. Alright, we are at an hour for tonight. I wonder if is there a good stopping point coming up? I don't think so. We just shifted perspectives back to Rose, so I think we might pause here for now. We're at page 295, 300 pages in. We almost have a third character in the loop, but not yet. We have so far to go. Oh my god. But this is fun. And we got to see red text reference Obama and rap for the first time. That's huge. I know it's like, how could that be huge? But it is huge. And if we're wrapping up here on 295, let's see. Is there anything interesting? In the book. Oh, dude, I can't believe that in the print version of the book they tried to put that whole video game section in. Literally every single part of that is here. It just like wouldn't work, right? Like this is why it's so hard to explain what Homestuck is, because there's like a whole interactive video game that has music. Oh, look, and I'm actually flipping through the book right now, and I missed a whole room. You can go into your dad's office, and then you can interact with the piano and the cards and everything that's in there. It doesn't look like there's anything super important in there, so it's not like I missed something about Dad, but I did miss something in the game. Whoops, my bad. It's hard to catch it all. Alright, what page are we on? 295? Hold up. Let's see. Is there anything there? 295. According to this, here on 295. And we now introduce reader-submitted commands again so seamlessly you barely even notice. When WV, Wayward Vagabond, gets distracted by other stuff, he wanders away from the console and gives the player a chance to resume control until he feels like butting in again. So, yeah, so I had mentioned that earlier, like the player prompts was the audience who were able to put in prompts to play the Esper game. And so when Wayward Vagabond was telling John what to do, Hussey wasn't drawing any of the audience prompts, but now this is a audience prompt. The knit laptop cozy to shield your laptop from the rain. Which, goddamn, that's just so much, right? Like the level of audience participation there, wild. And also like having reasons and justifications for when it is or is not happening. And you know, ultimately it's just the author doing whatever the hell he wants, but still, I think it's kind of fascinating. All right, so we're going to call it here for now, but thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to the people who are joining me on stream. I don't know if my stream, the video version of this later, is going to have my stream, I like there was a couple messages from the people who were watching. So maybe one day I'll figure out how to incorporate that into my stream so that it's on the YouTube videos if there's ever anybody watching in the future. But thank you so much to Amazing Cow Milk, Freckled Fox, and the American Heart Association. Shout out to Charity. Um, and yeah, join me next time. Oh, wait, I'm forgetting to use my little bird here. Yapping. There we go. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, and I'll see you all next time for page 296. Have a good night.